Coaches, they're the ones behind all the magic in the field. From grassroots to the big leagues, there are more than 500,000 sports coaches in Australia. But according to a study by Deakin University, there's just not enough coaches out there. Beck Mason spent her gap year coaching basketball and talked about her struggles as a coach. What are the main reasons you think there's been a decrease in the number of people volunteering to coach?
I'd say the issue of payment is definitely a big part of it. For me, I was being paid, albeit a small sum, and that was just part of my job, so I took it in my stride. But I think the main issue of the decrease is definitely to do with the maybe lack of funding in schools or just the lack of payment. Yeah.
Over half of all coaches are volunteers, with only a small minority paid, and an even smaller group being employed full-time. Of these volunteer coaches, 3 out of 4 believe that the time commitments of being a coach had a negative influence on their family. Of these volunteer coaches, 3 out of 4 believe that the time commitments of being a coach had a negative impact on their family life. So imagine the commitment of a full-time coach or someone doing a sports coaching gap year. Eastern Suburbs rugby coach Mark Bakewell talked about how sports coaching gap years might just be the answer to the lack of coaches.
For a sports coaching gap year, I think the biggest thing is that you learn a lot about the mentalities of people and how to deal with people and how to get the best out of people. And I think that's probably the biggest thing is understanding the people that you work with. And you learn a lot about people's character and traits doing coaching at this level. So that's probably the biggest thing is learning about human beings and what makes them tick and how to get the best out of them.
More than half of all coaches stayed in the industry for less than a decade. For coaches hoping to stick around longer and join legendary coaches like Wayne Bennett, Alex Ferguson and Gordon Bombay, Mark had some advice.
Be patient, have a thick skin and attention to detail.
So perhaps it's time for young coaches out there to step up and get their foot in the door. Simon Pham, UTS News.